I'm going to show you exactly how 20-year-old BSM Fredo makes over 100K plus per month in profit right now from his online info coaching business, and exactly how you as either an online coach or creator can do the exact same thing by implementing these systems. And I'm going to break this down in a very simple 3-step process that first starts off with generating traffic, nurturing that traffic, and then converting that traffic into buyers. So let's have a look at how he's actually generating traffic at the moment. So he has 2 methods, one of which is generating organic and also from paid ads. So let's first break down the organic side of things. So he starts off with short form content, and the reason why is because it's very, very easy to generate large amounts of views. As you can have a look here, he's got 50K on TikTok, 30K on Instagram. This is only going to help him in boosting that view count. And the type of content that he's actually posting is very raw, head talking style videos. And the reason why he's doing this is because it's really built a personal connection with the viewer. It makes them feel like they're actually authentic, they're actually a real person. And I would even go far as to say it feels like you're FaceTiming them with these sorts of head talking videos, responding to comments like this. And he does have other things where he's using trending sounds like this, like showcasing his lifestyle in Miami, and that got him 40K views. And on his Instagram as well, he's just kind of generally showing off his lifestyle as a 20-year-old making over 100K a month right now. So as you can see, driving a nice car, just showing off the nice lifestyle, the nice apartments, and just doing kind of general meme content as well. That seems to be doing quite well just to generate views. And yeah, pretty much the aim here is just to go viral because he wants as many people as possible to know who his brand is so they can slowly get down the process of actually buying from him. And the way this process actually looks like is, people need to first off know who he is, and then they need to like who he is, and then actually trust him before they buy anything. So this stage here is essentially just building that knowledge, understanding who he actually is. But then he's directing this traffic to his YouTube. And the reason why is because he now needs to nurture this traffic and basically get them to like and trust him like we were showing earlier. And the way that he does this is with longer videos. So as you can see, at 20 minutes, 23 minutes, 35 minutes. These videos are much, much longer and will build a lot more trust with the people that are watching his videos because they're hearing him for so much longer compared to, a 1 minute or 30-second TikTok. And the one thing that's really, really effective about him, just like kind of Brez, is he's built a cult-like audience. He's very, very relatable. He positions himself as, a Latino kid, someone that came from an immigrant family, used to work a fast food job. He's no one special, and he makes that very, very clear in every video, which means that people can relate to him and they don't feel like they're talking to a guru, like they have a real connection and they can relate to him. The other thing as well, that he has a consistent visual identity. And what I mean by this is all of his thumbnails, lighting, delivery style, captions, they all feel cohesive, right? Look at all of these thumbnails. They're all screen captures of random moments of him in the video. There's no fancy graphics, there's no fancy editing. It's just captivating moments of the video paired with a very simple title, life of a 6-figure dropshipper living in Miami. Very simple, but it conveys the point. He's being very raw and authentic and just showing you what his amazing lifestyle looks like. Now, this type of content is just lifestyle content. It's not really providing value, but it will provide nurturing. It will not really that much nurturing, but it will provide a lot of liking the person. But in order for people to actually trust him, why they should trust him, why they should buy from him, he has a second channel. He has the extended channel. And what this channel does is it provides lots of free value and educational content. And the reason why this is so important in order for anyone to buy from you is because the more free value you give, the more enticing your paid product will be. Because as you can imagine, if you make your free value so good, people are going to be begging and willing to pay $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to know what your paid content is. So he basically makes videos where he teaches people, how to get into organic dropshipping, how to make viral content, basically everything niche related to his offer in terms of how he helps people with organic dropshipping. And the other thing he does is he has case studies, and these are more like bottom of the funnel content. These are what will really push people over the edge into buying from him. But this is like a game changer because, as you can imagine, if you know and have seen multiple people getting results and they don't seem too different from you, like this guy here, $30,000 in 30 days. He looks like someone that might be in high school, or even a girl, this young girl. This can open up a different ICP, a different type of audience where young women can think, oh, I can actually do this as well. So this is really, really effective because it makes people believe that you can actually achieve what BSM Fredo is actually pointing out. And on top of that as well, his content will be scripted in a fashion so that it pre-handles any objections people might have. Like, do I need lots of money starting up to, hold lots of inventory? Do I need lots of money to spend on ads? And he covers all of these things to kind of reduce the amount of potential objections people might have into thinking they can't do it themselves. And on top of that, it overall just builds him as an authority figure and builds a lot more trust. So that's how he's generating traffic and what he's directing it for his organic side of things. Then if we look at the ads that he's running, he's essentially running retargeting ads. And what these are paid ads towards people that already know who you are and already follow you on your content. So the reason why he's doing this is because it's much, much cheaper than cold traffic, because the process of people buying is a lot shorter because they already know who you are. And what this content does is it nurtures the existing audience further and pushes them over that edge, right? Because if you could just pay to push people to see your content more, that's going to increase the amount of trust they have, which will increase the chances they'll actually buy from you. And I actually had a look on Meta Ads Library, and he's currently running 33 different types of ads. And it's a mix of different types, from testimonial focused ads where he's breaking down, specific testimonials of him, like some kid that joined 3 weeks ago and made like $5,000, something like that. He also highlights his story. So he breaks down, how he was a Latino kid, at 18, he was working in a fast food restaurant, and at 19 was making $50K a month with organic dropshipping. So as you can see here, he's basically, saying how I made 6 figures profit as a 20-year-old Latino kid with organic dropshipping, and breaks down why the business model is the best for him and why it's better than, paid ads and all different types of business models like SMMA, trading, etc. And then I had a look at some of his best performing ads, because these are the ones that have been on for the longest, since about May. And they are, pretty much just showing his story, adding a bit of testimonials as proof. Again, it's always important to show proof so that people don't have a single moment where they doubt your ability to provide value. And then essentially people will have to DM him a keyword called organic. And then essentially they message him on Instagram. There's probably an automation that then sends out this message here. And then it also starts off a conversation by asking what has got you looking to get started. And then from there, the setter will start an appointment setting process where they will message the lead in following a set framework, whereby they build enough bound discovery, find out their current situation, build enough pain, and then pitch them a call to get on. In this case, I acted like a very warm lead here, and then they pretty much said straight away, go ahead and drop your full name so they can reach out to their team. And I'll break down exactly how this whole process looks like in a second. But essentially, this is how he's generating his traffic through paid ads and through organic. Now, if we look at where he's directing all of this traffic to, he has a bunch of different links. So the one that most of the organic traffic is going to is the freebie. And the freebie is essentially a free training VSL. And what this is basically, it's a VSL guised as a free training video. So people opt in, they see this, unlock the exact system myself and dozens of others use to make thousands of dollars with organic dropshipping. So people very clearly know what they're getting into. They want to learn how to get into organic dropshipping. Again, very clearly directing who people should be watching this. And then before you can actually press onto this, you have to fill out an opt-in. And what this opt-in does is gets their name, email, and phone number. The reason why he does this is with their email, he can then send them email marketing campaigns. So he can send them emails talking about his journey again, as the results he's gone for other people. And that sort of type of emails that will nudge people and further push them into buying. Then he also collects their phone number. And the reason why he does this is because he will have an entire sales team that dials up these leads, calls them up, runs them through a discovery and pain building and goal building process to then book them in with their sales team and with the closers to actually collect the cash. Then on top of that, once you've actually sent all of that through, you're then actually able to watch the video, and it's actually really good. I had to look at it. It's 28 minutes long, so he's providing a lot of value here, which is what you should be doing. And again, that predictably make 5 to 10K a month. He's making it really enticing to people to watch this, to think that they can actually do this. And then below that, he has a type form, which I'll break down in a second, and then just a ton of results. How Andrew made 80K in 30 days. How Baby Slump makes 50K a month. How Chris makes 100K a month, right? He's got huge amounts of results, which really, really show authority and don't put a single moment of doubt in the prospect's mind that they won't be able to do this. And as you can see, just tons and tons and tons of results. And pretty much he directs that people have to then fill out a type form. Before we get into that, I'll also show you the other type of VSL landing page that he has. So going back to this was the freebie, the free training video. But then he also has this, the slash organic. And this is where he's directing people into a more direct VSL. It's not a free training. They know they're trying to join his inner circle. And this is basically being directed from his second channel, most importantly, because as you can imagine, people have gone through the whole funnel. They're now in his extended channel where they're being taught how to do organic dropshipping. They know they're going to get help from him. And it's made very, very clear. So he has his logo here, and it's a very relatable headline. Latino kid. People now know who he is, so they can relate to that and understand that this is BSM Fredo. 9 to 5 to making anywhere from 50 to 100K a month on the internet. So very appealing headline. And again, make sure that he can reach a wide audience by saying, even if you're a complete beginner. And just to make that a more of a clearer point, your TAM, which is your total addressable market, is really, really important as a creator, because if the bigger that you can make this, the more amount of people you can actually target, and the more money you can potentially make from that. Because if you have a really small total addressable market, depending on the ICP, if they're broke or rich, it can be a lot easier or harder to actually make more money. So let's say if you have a really wide addressable market of really rich people, the wider that is, the more money you can make because you can hit up more people. Whereas if it's a really small audience and they're not as broke and they're quite broke, you're not going to make as much money. So by doing this, he makes sure that he can reach not just people that are trying organic shopping, but have never even started before. So this is really, really effective. And then it's pretty much just a standard VSL. He just goes through his story, showcases how he was able to make 100K a month within the space of 2 years from organic dropshipping, and then a ton of results as well. And then he goes through the type form again. And what's interesting as well is he actually clarifies what support is offered in the program. He does this way before people get on the call or anything like that. And I think the reason why he does this is because he must get a lot of common questions about the type of fulfillment they receive. And because essentially he's not doing one-on-ones only him, right? He has a bunch of coaches that actually help him out. And this is what's really important that allows you to scale to those multiple 6 figures per month as an online creator, coach, is by having coaches to help scale you with the fulfillment. Because I can imagine as a creator, you know, if you're having, in order to hit 100K a month, you need a lot of people inside your group. You're going to need 20, 30, 40 people in the group. And it's too much, right? It's too much to do that many one-on-ones. And so by having CSMs, essentially client success managers that basically help with the fulfillment process, it takes up a lot of the stress off of your time. And we can actually help you with that. And we've done so with 2 of our trading clients that we're actually working with right now, where we're implementing CSMs, changing up the structure so it's a mix of group calls and one-on-ones in order to make your lives really easier and also scale the amount of people we can actually accept whilst getting 10 out of 10 fulfillment. So eventually more results, tons and tons of results, like super in-depth case studies. So people watching these will get super, super nurtured. And it's just like a ton of results. Like you can't get any more from this. And yeah, then before I actually break down the type form, I'm just going to want to quickly show you the ad page. So this is where people from the ads will be directed to. That's what the free training they opted in for here is. Where is it? Yeah, right here. So when they click on this link, they'll be directed to this page, which is a slightly more abrupt pattern interrupting. So notice how they don't say Latino kid, they just say how he went from working from fast food at 18 because they don't know who BSM is, right? They're trying to make it more of a pattern interrupt by saying, wait, this guy went from working at fast food at 18 to making 50K a month. Because, you know, if they were to say Latino kid, they don't actually know who he is because they've come from potentially cold traffic, but also just from the retargeting side of things. This is much more optimized from an ads perspective. So pretty much same stuff, everything's pretty much the same. So let's break down the type form. So it's very, very simple. He's just pretty much telling people exactly how, just like random questions, these aren't useful. But the most important thing here is filtering out financially disqualified people. So what this means is he basically has the form asking people how much do they make or how much do they have budget to decide to put into the program. So the reason why this is because, you know, you don't want to have your entire calendar booked out with people that only have, you know, like, let's say less than $1,000 to their name because they can't afford a high ticket program priced at 3, 4, 5K. So that's what this is doing here. And then even if people do say 0, they actually still go a step further and tell people that they have options where you can join the program and pay later. So financing options. And the reason why they do this is because this is what actually allows a lot of offers to collect a lot of cash, even when their audience might not be broken, might not have the capital up front. So basically you can use payment options called like Klarna, Spitit, Affirm, where you allow the prospect to buy up front. You receive the paid in full, you receive the full amount. So let's say it costs 4.5K. The prospect, if they qualify for it, can pay that to us, the merchants, and then the prospect then pays it separately. The payment provider then handles that whole process. So this allows you to get even more money from the leads and squeeze every single lead possible. So if you are qualified, you'll then be sent through to the post-call booking page. And this essentially sets the frame of the process before you can get onto a call. So he lets you know that a member of his team will hit you up and that they'll be like, get you on and make sure that everything's smooth for you to book a call with the team. And then below that, which I thought was really, really effective, is he has like an FAQ section. So Brez also had this as well. Funny enough, this is obviously the same type of process. And they basically just cover a bunch of frequently asked questions and pretty much like objections, I guess, they might receive commonly on the sales calls. So what kind of support could they get? Do they need money to get started? Is it saturated? Do they need any like stock in person? How quickly can they scale? How much does it cost to test the product? Can they get their money back? Can you do this with no experience? Why is it going better than paid? Can you just have the US? All of these questions are essentially addressing potential objections people might have as to why they don't think they can start or buy from BSM. So very, very, very effective indeed. And then of course, a bunch more results. So pretty much after people have seen this, everything is literally handled by the sales team. So they will receive a call from the setter or a message from the setter on WhatsApp or SMS within 2 hours. I received it in like literally 5 minutes, which is what gives BSM a special edge is they have an absolutely dialed sales team. And this is what allows you to hit those multiple six figures months, is having a cracked sales team that is super quick to every single lead. So essentially I received this message here. Hey, it's Sebastian, what's up, Sebastian Brandon from BSM Fredo's team. So you just applied. I replied, and then he immediately called me. We had a 14-minute call where he essentially ran me through a triage process. And what that is building a bit of initial discovery, building a bit of initial pain, asking questions like, why do you want to get into this? What you want to do? And then most importantly, financially qualifying again, because people can lie on that type form, right? It's very easy to have that there, but in order to actually know that these people can afford the program, they have the sales team hit them up, run them through the qualification process that will warm them up and actually find out how much money they have. Then from there, they'll be handed over to the closer. So they'll be allowed to book in a call, and then they'll be sent over a VSL to watch if they haven't already. So like those videos I sent you before. And then they'll be made a group chat with the closer and setter. This will increase the authority of the closer because the setter will introduce them and relate to how they can be really trusted by BSM. They're actually a coach in the program, or however they decide to do it. And then there'll be a bunch of SMS and email reminders they will receive to increase the show up rate. So be that through Calendly and also manual reminders. So the setter will usually call them up an hour before the call and also the day before the call as well, is what's most effective. Then at the time of the call, the link will be sent into the group chat live so that the prospect doesn't have a way of not knowing where to join. And now the call is live. So if the call is live, there's two scenarios that can happen. It either closes. If it does, happy days, we collect the cash, win-win. But if there's a no-show, then the setter will then dial the lead up daily 7 times to try and recoup them back onto that sales call. And if they no close, then the lead will continue to get nurtured with free resources and emails. So this is one of the emails I actually received after I jumped off the sales call with one of the team. And I really liked this because it was very, very personal. Like they actually mentioned how the specific name of the closer I jumped on with, and they directed me to the free module so I can basically get further nurtured and, in a later date, hopefully get recouped. So that's pretty much exactly what the sales team is doing. And then beyond that, this is what will actually allow them to really make sure they keep track of any metrics that are like holding the offer back, is with the sales tracking sheet. So basically any person that jumps on the call, they have the date, the name of the prospect, what type of close it was it a deposit, was it paid in full, how much cash was collected, the revenue generated. So let's say if they paid 2K out of the 4K, name the closure and the notes. And by doing this, they can track all of the data in terms of deals closed, deals lost, the close rate, the no-show rate. And these are really, really important metrics. And this is what actually allows you to figure out bottlenecks and scale to those 6 figures. And we actually implement this for some of our clients here. We implement special dashboards where we can track everything. And I mean absolutely everything. Close rate, show rate, cash per live call, outbound to lead booking rate, calls booked from dials. And we can see specifically from each part of the sales team, from the dialer stats, from the DM setter stats and the closer stats, so we can see what's actually wrong with the offer, if there's any bottlenecks, because data-driven decisions are really what will allow you to scale and overcome any bottlenecks you might have. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire process that BSM Fredo is implementing to really hit those 6-figure months. If this is something that you want to implement into your own coaching business, we can apply the exact same systems for you. Just go ahead down below and book in a call and we can point you in the right direction. Worst case scenario, if we don't work together, you still have a roadmap in place on how you can scale your coaching offer. And if we do work together, then happy days. So yeah, that's pretty much everything from me. Take care.